Welcome everyone. It is 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the Midwest in Minnesota, and welcome to Vibe Rides. If you're joining us for the very first time, thank you for getting on the call with us today. And today is our driver update, specific information pertaining to just the drivers. For those of you that are familiar with our format here at Vibe Rides, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do an opportunity presentation, and that talks about the opportunity as it relates to Vibe Rides and pertaining to overdrive. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, these days are specifically just for you, the drivers. We cover specific information for you. There's great information and there's great training out there. So before we get going this morning, okay, so first of all, for my people who are on, let's see, if you're on Zoom, give me a little chat. Let me see where people are coming in from today. And then I'm going to jump over and take a look at Facebook too. But let's say, and if you're driving, no chatting or texting. But if you're able to, let me see on Zoom. So we've got, let's see, Houston. We've got Los Cabos, Mexico. Wow. And Las Vegas on Zoom. Holy crap. Tyler, Texas. We've got Hobby Sound, Florida. People coming in from all over today. Okay, I'm going to jump over. I've got to look this way to take a look at my Facebook computer here. Let's see what we've got. I got Dallas, Texas, London. We've got London in the house today. Wow. That's amazing. Dallas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, New York City, San Diego. So, wow, we got people coming in from all over. So thank you so much for joining us, today. This is great, and we've had a lot of interest in Vibe Rides. And for everybody who's new on the call, we started April 1st. Was when we launched Vibe Rides, and we're going into our second month. So we're very thrilled how things are going, and really appreciate all your support. And so, Angela, let's get right to it today, and we'll go into our presentation for today. And Angela's working in the background for me. Okay, here we go. I think we're going. Now we're going. Bear with a second. So, as always, we got the Vibe Rides driver update, and our Spanish line is 822-379-948. 822-379-948. We have a lot of interest in Vibe Rides and with our individual that speaks Spanish. So thanks for that, for those people to listen in to us today. And let's hit the next slide, Angela, which is our disclaimer, which you hear us do at the beginning of every presentation. And that's just basically saying is we can't make any guarantees about the information that you see. And we're getting a little fuzzy there, Angela. We've got a lot of the information's coming in pretty unfocused. So if we talk about numbers here, we're basically saying they're not guarantees. They're just some theoretical calculations that we can make based on our compensation plan. And actually, how well you do is going to depend on your commitment level and skill level. So let's go on to that next slide. Oh, there we go. That's nice and clear now. Now it's not. I feel like I'm taking the eye tests. Cover up your left eye, cover up your right eye, and read. Okay, so software feature updates. So I'm going to bring Angela on. She's going to cover our software feature updates. And this is something that we do every Tuesday and Thursday just to make sure the drivers and riders are both using the right version of the app. And then once Angela goes to that, I'm also going to have her do what I call I think I call it ping to payment. And what that is basically is what happens when you receive that ride request all the way till you get the rider off on the other end. So Angela, welcome to the call today. I see you're wearing your Vibe gear today. Thanks for being with us.
I am. Can you see it?
I can. It looks good. And I'm going to turn it over to you for the software update and then to go through, I call it the ping to payment.
Perfect. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, Scott, for the intro. And again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everyone in the world. Obviously, we have people coming in and watching us this morning from all over the place. I heard London, I heard Mexico and regions of Mexico, of course, the United States. And if I missed anyone, welcome, welcome. And so we're going to go through the software feature updates that we usually do Tuesdays and Thursdays, just to keep you in the loop of what's going on with the app, and so that you know what's happening and you're aware of the updates and so forth. So, come on. There we go. Okay, latest software versions. That is the number you will see of the latest version that's been updated. So we're going to talk about the updates a little more today, but in this regard, in your app, whether it's a driver app version or the rider app version, there's a number, and this number dictates where you are in your update, and it's really important to have the latest version on your phone. Today, as of today, because we do updates and push them through every single day, sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day. And so the driver app version is at 77 today. It's at 77. And the rider app version is at 73. Again, if it's for yourself, if you also have the rider app, or it's for any riders who maybe challenges with their app, maybe they needed to update it, you can let them know it's at 73, and it works better, of course, and more efficiently if you've got things updated, just like we do on our phones, right? So it's really important. That's where we are in regards to the app versions. And now in regards to the updates that have gone through, we've got a ton of more coming through. We're working on them consistently every single day because, of course, we're in development mode. We're going to be in development mode because we want to be as efficient as possible. Also, we listen to the field. We listen to the drivers. We listen to the riders out there. They give us the input of what's happening with the app. Sometimes it's isolated. It may be your phone. It may be your Wi-Fi. There's all kinds of reasons why there may be glitches. So it's not necessarily the system and the app. It may be your phone and so forth. But it's really important we get that feedback, we take a look at it, we see if it's isolated, and we check to see if it's system-wide. And of course, if it's system-wide, we make sure the developers are on it to fix it for you, to give you the most efficient tool on the planet. Okay, so updated features for today. Referral code is working, which is the iBoomerang at registration and in the back office. So what we did was, because we've got opportunity meetings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you should check that out because that's when you want to build a fleet. That's taking you over to overdrive. And boomerangs are your referral codes. So if you're in that business mode, and that's why you should check out these calls on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The boomerang is what you get. It's a referral code. We call them boomerangs. So when you register, it'll ask you for a referral code. You don't have to put it in there. It's optional. So if you haven't gotten a referral code, find out, you should get one. If you haven't, you can put that in there, and that's working fine. We had glitches where it would stop the person from registering as a rider or as a driver, and so we fixed that registration. And also, the boomerang can be put into the system, into your app at a later date. It's in the back under your account settings. So that's just to let you know that you can go back there and put it in, and there's no glitches at the moment, okay? iPayout links have all gone out, so please follow the link to setup. Very important. So if you are a driver and you are fully reviewed, covered, you're set, you've been told you are ready to vibe, you should have gotten a link from iPayout. Check your spam folders. It should be there. If you haven't gotten a link, please email support. But make sure before you do that, check your spam because it may have gotten in there because it was not recognized from your email account, or you have your settings and security a little high and it automatically pushed it there, but you should have got it if you have been approved as a driver. You will not get an iPayout link unless you've been approved. If you haven't, that means you're still going through the system and you're still registering and getting your application in and your registration complete. So please be patient. App closing when sitting idle too long. We've had drivers who were sitting there, maybe they got a phone call, for some reason they were navigating on their app, on their phone, and they went back and the app was closed. That should be fixed. It should not be happening. If it is, let us know. But please, again, make sure you have the updated version of the app before you start sending things to support. We'd love to help you, but you are so smart. I know you are. So make sure you've got all your tools up to date before you send anything to our amazement team. We're there for you, but I know you can manage things. You're pretty savvy out there, especially with you app users, okay? You should only see maps that you have on your phone. So what we were happening, and I actually saw it myself because I'm out there, I'm testing myself too, you know, checking it out, see what's going out in the field. There was apps coming in when you choose your navigation. So there was a few applications in there that shouldn't be on the list. So what we did was we made sure that you only have the maps that you utilize coming up for you, so you can easily click on that and navigate through. This is exciting. This next sentence here. Apple Store, Google Play. So Apple Store is an iPhone, smartphone, and Google Play is an Android. The version 2.0 is being updated, so we have less over the air, and this is really exciting. So when we first began, Apple Store and Google Play has rules. They have rules on how many updates you can send to their system in order for them to upload your app version. So you need to have quite a few, and you only are allowed so many per month in order for them to work in your system. And we are sending out a huge batch of that, which means everyone who downloads the app will have the most latest version in their system. We'll still have what we call over the air though. Over the air is just any updates that are coming through during the day. Will keep your app updated. But this push through, which we call pushing through the system, Google and Apple Store will now have our latest, which is exciting news. We should have that done by the end of this week. So that's really exciting. And then those who have been waiting to update their information will have option to do so. So we've had people, and I've emailed them myself. You've got to update your profile pic or your vehicle information or anything like that. So now remember, if you've been approved already by our customer amazement team, you will have to send any updates to them in order to change anything because of security reasons. Of course, we want to protect you and your identity, and we want to protect the account. So if you've been approved, you'll have to send it in to customer amazement team. Otherwise, you're able to go in there and update your information, and that's really exciting. So you can update those profile pics or update your vehicle if you got a new car. We do know we have drivers that purchase new vehicles. Congratulations to you. They want to be vibing in style, so they got a new vehicle. So that's great. And all can register in the app. Actually, all states can register in the app. James out there, if you're listening, having a little challenge getting into the system because your license is from another state, you are covered. Anyone else who's from another state who had challenges getting into the system, because we only are, of course, in Florida and in Texas, you should have no challenges getting into the system. And that's the updates. So moving on, we've got more, and then there's more. Driver profile vehicle pictures. Okay, this is cool. This is what some of you are seeing when you go into the back end of the app, into your account settings. So if you go to vehicles right here, see in the back where your profile is, your account, you'll see your vehicles. If you click on that, it will take you to the vehicles page. This is where all of your vehicles will be there. It'll even tell you if the vehicle's been approved, because we have people that have more than one vehicle. One vehicle may be approved, the other one may not, or we've got people adding more vehicles because they have more than one vehicle that they're utilizing for Vibe rides. So this one's black. You can't see it. It's just a shadow. Well, the good news is in the next few days, you'll start to see your vehicle picture in that profile, which means your rider will now see your picture of your vehicle. So they'll see your profile picture, and right next to it, they'll see the car that you are driving, so they can identify you a lot easier. And that's part of our safety, which is really important. So this is exciting news. So we've got that covered this week. You'll be seeing that. So stay tuned for that. And of course, ping to payment. When you get a ping, you're on your way to getting paid, because that means you got a ride. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. It's thinking, my computer's thinking, oh, it thought. All right, ride request. This is what you're going to see when you have a ride request. And of course, things are getting jazzed up. We've got some exciting stuff coming through. I'm not going to talk about it today, but everything's going to be really sleek and smooth and vibe. And every day you'll see something different. But in this case here, this is what you will see, a new ride request coming in. And for it's a Vibe Basic, you can accept the ride or you can say no thank you. Next slide is taking a little time. There we are. Okay, so now tap to open navigation. So if you look at the top of the page here, you will see the pickup address. This is what you're going to see after you click on that ping that comes through for a ride. You'll see pickup address. This is where you're going. This is where you're going to pick them up. And then you can tap to open navigation, and that is what you're going to use to navigate. All righty. And then here, of course, is once, and this will come up too. So once you've opened to navigate, you'll actually also see where you are waiting for your rider. And this is what'll come up right here. This is the choose your vibe option, which is really cool. Really excited about that. The rider can choose their vibe. We're going to have more coming through in regards to choosing your vibe, but this here will tell you if they want conversation. We're going to update all this, all of the new stuff coming through. You'll be seeing very, very soon. We've got some really neat jazzed up stuff on the front end that's really appealing, and that the rider will really, really enjoy. So they can, of course, choose their vibe. We all know that. Conversation, music, temperature, and all that. All right. So proceed to destinations, which means you've picked up your rider. Now you need to proceed to the destination. And again, it'll still show you this because it wants to make sure that you are savvy on your customer service, which is really important. That's who we are. We're Vibe Rides. We make sure we want to take care of our riders. Of course, we take care of our drivers, but in this case, you're taking care of your rider. And then you'll see that to remind you, make sure their settings are where they're at. So if they don't want to talk, that's okay. That's their choice, right? If they want to listen to hip hop, cool. They may want to listen to rock and roll. Who knows? Make sure their temperature is set. And of course, this is girl power, which is not on at the moment, and that will be implementing really soon, but that's the other option. And then this is the tab you will click on to proceed to destination. Okay. All right. Here is your maps. In this case, this was my phone. And we were talking about all kinds of maps that you will have on your phone that will come up. So any map, any type of GPS system will propagate in this area right here. In my case, I only had Apple Maps. Now I have Google Maps, and I believe I just downloaded Waze. So that is what will come up, and then you choose what you want. But we do have an update coming soon that you can choose your navigation system prior, so you don't have to do this anymore. You'll have to do, you can do it in your profile, change it at any time. We're going to have that all set up for you, so it's less clicks for you, because we want you to focus on getting those rides and drives in. And then of course it'll take you to the navigation system. All right, this is where you drop off your rider, and this is the tab. You can't miss it, everybody. It's right there. All of our tabs are quite large in a sense where they're very visible. Not because we want them to be large, it's because we want them to be visible so you can't miss them. And what I would advise everyone is just to practice. Make sure you kind of go through your app just like you would a new computer or a new phone. You want to kind of play with it and see where everything is because you want to be prepared. It's part of service, it's part of customer service. So it's really important to know your app prior. Don't try to figure it out while you're having a rider in your car. Do it beforehand. All right, so this is a great part because you've just given some phenomenal customer service. They're going to give you a great rating and vice versa. You can rate your rider as well. And this is where it ends. You can either, no thank you, you don't want to rate anyone at this point. Try to stay neutral, that's cool. But you can rate the rider. That's really important, I think, because they're rating you. So let us know because this is really important. If you have a challenge with a rider, we will take note of this. So don't just rate your rider because you're having a bad day and you decided to rate your rider negatively in a sense and gave him 1 star for no reason. This is for us to make sure that in the future, if you had a challenge with a rider, we will take note of this. And if you gave them a 1 star, we will take a look at why you've given them a 1 star because maybe you had a challenge with that rider. We will take a look at this, okay? So it's really important. We do take a look at all of the ratings, whether the rider rating you or you rating the rider. That information is really important to us because we want to make sure both sides are happy and we want to see what's going on out in the field. So it's really important to us. And that is it. Scott, all you.
Okay, so hang on here with me a little bit, Angela.
Okay.
First of all, to everybody who's on the call today, doesn't Angela do a great job of taking you through the screens? I just love it when she does it. It's the highlight of my Vibe training. I love how you go through it, Angela, and walk everybody through it. It's so helpful. But for everybody to remember, the drivers out there, we save all of these trainings. They're always out there on Facebook. You can go to Vibe Rides and you can find these videos. So if you can't make it on a call on Tuesday and Thursday, you can get out there and review these. So this is great information. I was watching on our Facebook chat, Angela, when you were talking, and I think you could probably help clarify this for the people out there. Is we go through and tell everybody, the driver and the riders, what software update and version they're on. The question came up is, do I need to notify my customers that what version they should be on? Will they be notified to be current? I think the question is people are asking is, how do people know they're going to be on the current version? We're doing it here to keep people up to speed, but how will they know that? Can you explain that to them?
Yeah, absolutely. The driver and the rider will get a refresh button. So as soon as you log on for the day, say you've closed the app and you weren't using it, you get back on, you will have a refresh button right there, and it'll let you know that you click OK, it will refresh it for you automatically. But sometimes, you know, there's some glitches in some phones. It's good to know what version you are on so that you have an understanding of maybe it's because of the version you were on. But otherwise, we do have a refresh notification going out to riders and drivers.
So really, they just have to shut the app off, and when they turn it back on, they'll get that update.
Absolutely. So even if you're not sure and you don't know what version you're supposed to be on, don't focus on the version. Focus on the fact that if you're having a little bit of a challenge for some reason, just close your app, reopen it again. It will automatically update for you.
Right. And just for everybody, if you're new on the call, the reason that we go through and we've gone through this software update in the version is early on we had a lot of upgrades coming out. And we had some of the drivers and riders that weren't signing out of their app, so they weren't getting the notification of the upgrades. So we do this every week just so everybody realizes and make sure that you're on the right app. So we're going to roll into the promotion section, and stay with me here, Angela. So we're going to roll into our promotion section. And one of the things that we did in the month of April, which was really fun, and for those of you that have been with us, you understand that iBoomerang is our marketing and branding company. They're our partner there. So for the month of April, we gave out free rides free trips, not free rides, free vacations to the riders. So what we did is if you were a rider for Vibe Ride for a week, every time you took a ride, we threw your name in a hat. And we picked those names out of the hat. And for those people in the month of April, they received a 4-day, 3-night, all expenses paid vacation. I think it was in Cancun, Mexico. They just had to pay for their own airfare. So this is one of the promotions that we ran, and this is where the relationship with iBoomerang is so beneficial to all our drivers out there, is they're helping us drive riders into you. So our last winner, Angela, you had a chance to go visit them in person and present their award to them. Is that correct?
I did. So if you're not in the area, of course, especially now, we're not going to be flying anywhere to present to anyone anything, but we had the pleasure of having it, one of the individuals who lives here in Houston, Texas, and I had a chance to present to her personally her award, which we will stay tuned. We're showing that on Thursday. So come on back. This was really, really a great experience, and I'll tell you all about it on Thursday, but we presented to her and surprised her personally for her trip.
So that's just like you give a teaser to everybody out there. I feel like we're doing, the end of the sign off, and you get the teaser for people to come back on Thursday.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to come back.
Okay. So also, just for all of our drivers know, we were able to carry forward our April Vibe 5 promotion into the month of May. And what's critical about that, and what's really good for you drivers out there, is you're going to get a $50 reward after you complete your first 5 rides, your initial 5 rides. You'll get a $50 reward as long as you maintain a minimum rating of 4.2. Okay, so that's a great incentive for the drivers out there. $50 reward after those initial 5 rides. And again, let's go to the next slide too, Angela. And again, I just want to make sure for any of our new drivers that are out there, Angela, do you want to explain this slide to them, please?
Absolutely. So we've got some great relationships out there with people and people wanting to help out our drivers. And so we have locations that are giving our 19-point inspections to our drivers at $16.99 plus tax, which is a phenomenal deal. Of course, you're going to have to bring in the vehicle that you have in your profile in order to get your 19-point inspection. If you want to go in there at a later time and take care of any other vehicles, you're more than welcome to. This is a phenomenal deal, but make sure when you do bring in your vehicle, it's the one in your profile, because that's the one we need inspected.
Right. So again, if you look at what we've done with the Vibe 5 promotion, it's $50. The cost of your 19-point inspection is $17. And as we've talked about before, your background check is $33. Add those two numbers together, you get $50. That's why we're running the promotion for you drivers. Get on board, and with that promotion, it basically costs you nothing to get up and going at Vibe Rides. And that's a tremendous opportunity. We're going to be running that for the month of May. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. Get through the process. We went through that last Tuesday. Correct, Angela? We went through the whole registration process for the drivers. It was last Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
And if you missed it last Tuesday, or you're new, go back and review that again. It's out on Facebook at viberides.com. Okay, let's go on to the next slide.
And everyone, the 4.2 star rating, that's easy. We know you can give great customer service, and we know we can get your ratings up there. So that's an easy $50 for you. I know you can get that in there. We've got some phenomenal people vibing with us, and you should be able to get that back, no problem.
And if you've got any questions, we have got great information out there at viberides.com. You'll find support there. Pretty much any question you've got is going to be out there, or you can also email us at viberidesupport.com. And do we have our social slide out there with us also today, Angela? Do you know or not?
Do.
Oh, there we go. And so we'd love to hear what's going on with you. We'd love to see some pictures. We'd love to see some videos if you have them. We asked before if you had a chance to, basically give us a little bit of a video of you with the rider, with the caveat of please make sure it's okay with the rider. But we'd love to see some of the pictures you've had out there. Shoot us on Instagram, shoot us a small video. We'd love to see some of the people out there. We showed one a couple weeks ago of a driver and a rider, but if you get an opportunity, get social with us. Would you agree, Angela?
Absolutely. Get social. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Absolutely.
So thanks for all of our drivers. Thanks for everybody that's interested. Tomorrow again at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time will be our opportunity meeting. And I think we have, who do we have? Luis Ventura on tomorrow, Angela?
We do. You don't want to miss this. This is phenomenal. This is going to take you to the next level. You don't want to miss this call tomorrow with Luis Ventura.
So he'll be on tomorrow. Angela will be back on Thursday doing more training for the drivers. And then on Friday, our own Angela Olivito is going to be doing the opportunity presentation for us on Friday. So if you loved her doing your app, you'll love her even more as she does the opportunity presentation. So tune back in for us on Friday. I think that wraps it up for today, Angela. Anything else from you?
No, that wraps it up. Just make sure you stay well, stay safe out there. We love you, and we'll see you on the next call.
All right, everybody. Drive smart, be safe. Thanks for tuning in today. All right, bye-bye.